Good morning, everybody. So today I would like to talk about lies that we as preppers tell ourselves. Most people who think they are prepared aren't. Not because they don't own gear, not because they haven't watched the videos, and not because they don't care, but because they believe a few lies that feel comfortable now and dangerous later. And before we go any further, I want to say this clearly. I have believed some of these lies myself. This isn't an attack on preppers. This is a mirror. Preparedness is uncomfortable. It forces you to think about things that you'd rather not think about. It forces honesty about things like your family, your limitations, your finances, and one that hits me is my health. So, what do? We tell ourselves stories that make us feel prepared without actually having to change much. Buying gear feels productive and it feels kind of good. Watching videos, that feels productive. Talking about plans feels productive. But none of that matters if the foundation is built on lies. So let's talk about the big ones, in my opinion. Lie number one: I've got time. This is probably the most common one. I'll get to it next month, after this busy season, when things calm down, when I'm in better shape, or when money's better. But here's the truth: emergencies don't wait for convenience. They don't check your calendar. They don't care about your plans. And the older you get, the more obvious this becomes. Health changes fast. Jobs disappear fast. Weather doesn't give warnings. Time isn't something you save, it's something you spend, whether you mean to or not. Line number two: I'll figure it out when it happens. This one sounds confident. It feels strong. It feels adaptable. But it's usually said by people who've never been truly stressed. Because under pressure, logic doesn't improve, it collapses. Hunger changes decisions. Fear narrows options, and fatigue destroys judgment. Plans made during emergencies are almost always bad plans. If you haven't thought it through beforehand, you're not improvising, you're reacting. And reaction is expensive. Would you pay an ounce of silver or even an ounce of gold for a loaf of bread today? What about next year when you're really hungry? Have a plan. Lie number three: gear equals preparedness. Okay, so this one might sting a little because I'm guilty of this myself. Who doesn't like buying new stuff? It just feels good. But owning gear is not the same as being prepared. Gear without skills is dead weight. Gear without maintenance fails. And gear without practice, that gives a false confidence. Owning something and knowing how to use it under stress are two very different things. A generator that you've never started is just a decoration. A medical kit that you've never practiced with is hope, not a plan. Preparedness is boring repetition, not exciting purchases. Line number four: I'll just bug out. This is one of the most romanticized ideas in prepping. Truth: most people don't bug out, they bug in. Bugging out assumes that the roads are open, that there's fuel available, that your vehicle is capable and functioning, that you're physically capable, that your destination is safer than where you are. That's a lot of assumptions. Bugging out isn't a plan, it's a last resort when everything else has failed. If your primary plan is leaving, then you don't have a plan. You have a fantasy. Lie number 5. I'm mentally tough enough. This one hides behind pride. Mental toughness isn't bravado, it's preparation. Stress changes people, pain changes people, sleep deprivation changes people. You do not rise to the occasion, you fall to the level of your preparation. Confidence without testing is fragile. Real resilience is built quietly over time. And pretending that you're immune is how people will break the hardest. Lie number 6. I'm doing better than most people. This one feels good. I'm ahead of the average person. I've thought about this more than most. I'm not clueless like everyone else. You maybe have thought of all those things, but emergencies don't grade on a curve. Being better than unprepared people doesn't make you prepared. Comparison is comfort. That's not readiness. Lie number 7. I'll probably never need this stuff. This is the quiet lie, the one that people don't like to say out loud. Preparedness isn't about probability, it's about consequences. You don't wear a seatbelt because you plan to crash. You wear it because the cost of being wrong is high. Hope is not strategy. Preparedness isn't about fear, and it's not about suffering. It's about honesty. Honesty about your limits, honesty about your habits, and honesty about what you've been avoiding. You don't need to fix everything today, but you should stop lying to yourself. Because in the end, preparedness isn't about being perfect. It's about staying alive long enough to matter. If this made you a little uncomfortable, that's probably a good thing. Drop me a comment. Tell me which one hit you the hardest. And I'll see you on the next one.